Welcome back to the Black History Oratory Competition Special. To compete, each of our high school students had to select one of 3 quotes and write an essay describing what that quote means to them. And as you've seen, these quotes have inspired some powerful and emotional responses. One of this year's quotes comes from Mary McLeod Bethune, an African-American educator whose life is filled with inspiration for all Americans in light of the unprecedented year we've lived through in 2020.
A remarkable woman, an amazing patriot, an example for all.
By the 1940s, Mary McLeod Bethune was arguably the most powerful African American in the country. She advised 5 U.S. presidents, including FDR, as a leader of his unofficial but renowned black cabinet. And what advice would she give today, after a year marked by a global pandemic, nationwide protests, and a historic election? For answers, let's look at Bethune's early life. The daughter of former slaves, she was born in 1875 on a cotton farm in South Carolina. As a child, she walked over 5 miles to school every day, and when she got home, taught what she had learned to her parents and some of her 16 brothers and sisters. In 1904, Florida, after being denied the chance to become a missionary, she founded a school, today Bethune-Cookman University, with $1.50 and 5 girls who made their own pencils from burnt wood. Years later, when the local hospital denied treatment to one of her students because of her race, Bethune founded her own hospital. And in 1918, when the influenza pandemic gripped the world, the McLeod Hospital treated blacks and whites, everyone, even if it meant filling the auditorium with cots. Her biggest fight was for the right to vote. When she campaigned against Jim Crow-era poll taxes and literacy tests, the KKK marched on her school. Defiant, Bethune sent the students to bed and flooded the Klan with light and singing as they passed by. The very next week, she joined 100 newly registered African Americans at the polls. Bethune's friend and contemporary, Carter G. Woodson, known as the father of black history, taught that we can look to leaders of the past to help us meet the challenges of today.
She stands as a prism through which we see refracted the light of social justice, faith, community building, equity, and internationalism.
And when we dive into Bethune's life, we can better understand what she left future generations in her last will and testament. I leave you love. I leave you hope. I leave you the challenge of developing confidence in one another. I leave you a thirst for education. I leave you a respect for the use of power. I leave you faith. I leave you racial dignity. I leave you a desire to live harmoniously with your fellow men. I leave you, finally, a responsibility to our young people.
And it is that responsibility to our young people that brings us here today. Like Mary McLeod Bethune, we hope today's program has inspired you and filled you with hope for the next generation. Now let's go to Tim Williams for the moment we have all been waiting for. Tim?
Nicole, I don't know how they did it, but the judges have chosen the winner. But before the big announcement, WJZ would like to say thank you to the students, the parents, teachers, and principals who all made this year's competition a reality. Thank you so much. So, without further ado, we are pleased to bring you the winner of the 2021 WJZ Black History Oratory Competition. The first place winner receives $700 from WJZ and a $2,000 scholarship gift card from Toyota Financial Services. For the third and final time, let's find out who won.
And the first place winner of the 2021 WJZ Black History Oratory Competition is Nefertiti Griffin from River Hill High School.
Congratulations. What an amazing performance. Those of you at home, remember, you can watch all of the finalist speeches on our website, wjz.com/oratory. We are so thrilled with our finalists and their fantastic orations today. With young people like these, the future is very bright. Students, remember that with education and passion, you can make a difference. We say to everyone at home, have a great night, and we'll see you back here next year.
I steer straight ahead, my back rigid, pretending that I did not hear. However, I did hear. Did I care? If I cared, why did I not speak up? When did it become embarrassing to confront racism? During these several months at home, I had time to think and see what has happened to those who have chosen to fight back from their oppressors. It was only until large masses ceased being silent that others suddenly stopped to listen. People started pointing out the blatant wrongdoings that occurred around them. They recorded, they wrote, they spoke the truth. More and more activists stood up for us, for me. I think of Mamie Till and how she stood strong and spoke up for her son, Emmett Till. This boy was beaten, tortured, mutilated, murdered, and left in the Tallahatchie River in Mississippi like a worthless rag. Mamie Till dared to be courageous. She stood firm and showed the world the ugliness of racism, fear, and bigotry. This was the spark that changed not only the nation, but the world. Bethune told us to protest openly everything that smacks of discrimination or slander. The next time I heard a peer calling another that very word, my back went rigid again. But this time, I spoke up and demanded him not to use such degrading language. The entire class was silent. The boy mumbled an incoherent response. By not speaking out previously, I had given my permission. I had soothed their conscience. Mamie Till's life during her time of loss and anguish embodied Mary McLeod Bethune's powerful and inspiring words. Miss Bethune taught me not to bow down to discrimination, hate, and racism, but to stand firm on what is right, even if I stand alone. I will not kneel in the face of fear, and I will not give discrimination a resting place. If we give them a little, how much more will they take? If we give them a pass, when will they stop? We must. No. We have to stand strong together. Today I am here, standing courageously and free in the footprints of the matriarch, Mary McLeod Bethune. And I will not sit silent. Thank you.